Want to learn how to get a business analyst job? What a business analyst job description is in the first place? Business analyst salary, business analyst interview questions, how to put together a business analyst resume, and overall how to become a business analyst? Congratulations. Business analyst jobs can be rewarding, and you found the right business analyst training series to answer all those things. I've been a top performing professional for 22 years, and I'm going to teach you all these business analyst skills that I learned through trial and error in a small fraction of that time. So what is a business analyst? Let's check out today's exciting topic to find out. In our last training session, we talked about business analyst frameworks and methodologies. So I thought today I'd focus on the methodologies and give you the top 6 methodologies a business analyst needs to know. Now, if you stick with me toward the end, the 6th one may shock you. So no discussion of business analyst methodology would be correct without starting with the traditional tried and true waterfall methodology. So waterfall methodology follows a linear, sequential approach to project management. It consists of distinct phases like we talked about in the last video. It has requirements gathering, it has analysis, design of some kind, testing, and then deployment into an environment where the customer has free reign to do their own testing. And then, of course, you end with deployment into a production environment. It's known as production or prod in the industry, and that's an environment where the end users will actually use the product that you've been designing for them all along. Waterfall is designed for projects with stable requirements, things that don't change. It doesn't do well with fluctuation or adapting requirements. Adapting requirements in a waterfall methodology can have big financial ramifications, and business analysts would have to be very careful to catch them early in the project lifecycle rather than late, where they're a little bit less expensive to fix. But these are the dependencies on waterfall methodology. Again, it starts off with some sort of understanding of the statement of work, what is to be built, some requirements gathering, design, building of the product or configuration of an established product, testing, and then deployment into an environment where the customer can do their own testing, usually known as stage or QA, and then eventually deployment into a production or prod environment where the end users will get to use this every day. So that's waterfall. Methodology number 2 for a business analyst is the agile methodology. So agile is really a catch-all phrase to mean multiple methodologies, and as we mentioned in our last training video, agile includes methodologies like Scrum and Kanban. Scrum is kind of more well-known as far as I'm concerned, but agile, in short, emphasizes flexibility, collaboration. It accommodates for changing requirements. You work closely with stakeholders all the way through to ensure that any changes are captured. And you're also working closely with the development teams as these things change and evolve over the short timeframes of each sprint, which can be something like a 2 or 3 week time period for each sprint of an agile methodology. And you engage in continuous feedback loops with all of these groups of people to ensure that everything's being captured properly. And so in short, agile methodologies are better for projects or customers that have complex projects that require requirements adaptability. So if you've stuck with me this far through the video, I hope you're getting some great value and want to be notified every time I drop the next piece of training in this series. Go ahead and subscribe to How to Be a Business Analyst below and click that bell button for all notifications. Once you've done that, drop me a comment in the comments below letting me know that you subscribed, and I'll go ahead and try to answer all of those comments personally. Methodology number 3 is the lean methodology, and lean is more of a philosophy than a methodology, I would say. There are elements of lean in agile, and so lean really focuses on reducing waste, optimizing your processes, and maximizing the customer value. So you want to increase quality while reducing tasks that aren't needed to accomplish the requirements presented to you as a business analyst. So business analysts using lean eliminate non-value added tasks. So you may be doing tasks because they've always been part of a process, but if they're not adding value to your stakeholder, using a lean methodology, you would eliminate those particular things. I talked in a previous video about the spaghetti diagram that I ended up drawing when I was asked to document everywhere I had to walk to get information in a given day at work. And doing it visually like that really brings to mind all of the waste that could be happening that a lean methodology or a lean philosophy of methodologies could help to eliminate. So lean methodologies are best in organizations and on projects where you're looking to identify and remove bottlenecks, increase productivity, and increase efficiency. Methodology number 4 for a business analyst is Six Sigma. And Six Sigma is a structured way to learn principles like lean and other principles, and they reward people who have gone through their programs with belts like a martial arts instructor might do. So I had a Six Sigma green belt. There was a black belt available at the time. I didn't go that far through the program. And I think there are other belts today. They've sort of added and built upon the Six Sigma program. So Six Sigma is a data-driven approach to improving process quality and reducing defects. And it can do so through a lot of the lean principles that I mentioned earlier in the video. And it's mainly focused on removing variation in processes. There's statistical measurements that you use in Six Sigma to see how much a given process varies over time or varies with different people implementing it, to see where you can remove that variation. And in essence, Six Sigma has the purpose of making processes dependable. So yes, it wants to make them more efficient and of higher quality, but it overall wants to make a process more dependable. So Six Sigma is best for organizations and projects that emphasize project quality and process dependability. Methodology number 5 is BPR, Business Process Reengineering. And whenever you hear the word re-engineering, when it has to do with software, it means tear apart and rebuild from scratch. So what you're doing with this methodology is business analysts are going to be looking at existing processes, looking for bottlenecks or business problems that exist in those processes, and then tear it apart and come up with an innovative solution that is radically different from what you're doing today. So with the other methodologies, we may be making small or incremental changes. With business process reengineering, we're saying the business problem is so great, or they are so numerous, that we want to try a radically different approach to see if we get radically different results. So this could involve business analysts coming up with new software that the stakeholder needs, even coming up with organizational change recommendations for that particular stakeholder to see if maybe folks in a different role would be able to add more value to the given process. So BPR, Business Process Reengineering, is used when organizations are looking for a transformational change, a fundamental change in what they're doing today. They feel that the business problem is large enough or broken enough that they need to try something radically different. Hey, so one more quick tip for you. If you're thinking, hey, I have a great career too where I can share all these insights on the internet, how do I do that? I have a couple great links for you in the description below. One is Make Money Matt, who teaches how to monetize your skills and abilities online better than almost anybody I've found. And the second one is Teachable, a platform where you can create your very own online courses. Check the links out in the description below. And if you've stuck with me this far, you're ready for methodology number 6 today, and that is design thinking. What is design thinking? So we've talked so far about technically oriented methodologies, but design thinking is a human-oriented methodology. And that's why I thought it might be a little bit shocking to you that we would go in this direction today. So design thinking is creating things from a usability perspective. Will the end users who end up using the solution be happy with the look and feel and the navigation of the solution and be able to get the insights and action items that they need out of it easily in the terms that they would define as a successful solution? So this might involve some talking with marketing teams in terms of what your target audience is expecting from their solutions to these kinds of business problems. And this is why being a business analyst is so exciting. You get to work so cross-functionally with other teams to come up with your solutions based on your understanding of the business problem, that it's always a changing job from day to day. So design thinking, again, is looking at what specific user avatars in your target audience is expecting out of a full functioning, smooth solution, and creating prototypes that addresses those particular expectations. Thanks again for joining me today. on the top 6 methodologies for a business analyst, and we'll catch you in the next training video.